and we became friends, and then we fell in love, and then...
Sorry, wait, why are we doing this? Because everyone knows all this shit already.
When you think about Harley Quinn, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Is it the iconic costumes, Harley's bubbly and energetic personality, her unpredictable behaviour, or the oversized mallet she carries around? Because for me, and a majority of individuals watching, the first thing that comes to mind when thinking about Harley is Joker.
She brought a +1! It's me! Joker!
No matter how much character development Harley goes through, the chaotic situations she's put in, or the various relationships along the way, Harley Quinn always seems to remain synonymous with Joker. And that's why it had come as a bit of a shock to me when Joker was completely absent during Harley Quinn's A Very Day Valentine's Problematic special. I mean, it's Valentine's Day after all. Just as a bit of a disclaimer, I've only watched a few episodes in the first season of Harley Quinn. So for me, I know very little about what Harley has been up to recently. And in all honesty, it's quite refreshing. For once, Harley isn't preoccupied with Joker, and it's pretty awesome to see Harley living her best life. Carefree. Joker-free, I guess. You still get the overly bubbly, energetic, slightly crazy Harley, but this time, instead of receiving abuse and violence for her loving actions, it is met with kindness and love, reciprocated by Poison Ivy. Harley, for the first time in a while, doesn't seem like she's living as a byproduct of Joker. She has actual motives that are not revengeful in nature due to her repeat breakups with the Prince of Crime. Just look at her motives in A Valentine's Very Special Problematic Day. Harley's mission is to give Poison Ivy the most unforgettable and perfect Valentine's Day of her life. Things do get a bit AWOL when Poison Ivy, well, experiences the joy of her life. It's a crazy adventure. But if you direct your attention to Harley for a moment, you'll discover something quite fascinating. Harley Quinn appears to have found inner peace. Her problem of wanting to satisfy her girlfriend is very minor in comparison to the desire to seek attention, affection, and approval in her past relationship. Harley Quinn really does seem better off without Joker. For a while, Harley's whole personality revolved around the on-again, off-again cycle of leaving Joker, seeking retribution, getting back together, fighting, and a whole lot of toxicity.
For payback, Suplex City again!
And I understand that it's an exaggerated but very real representation of domestic violent relationships, but I would hate to think that this suggests, no matter what, an abuser will always have some form of control over their victims. Harley has never really been free from Joker's influence before, and it's difficult seeing someone like Harley, who has so much potential, be trapped in a cycle of abuse and dependency due to the emotional attachment she has for her abuser. But it's equally important to recognize that Harley is a complex and resilient character who has the strength to break free from Joker's hold and create a better future for herself, not only through breaking up with Joker, but also by moving on. I love the Harley Ivy dynamic because it represents that even someone who is as broken as Harley is still able to love completely. It's easy to assume that Harley's new relationships would all spiral down the same path. Toxicity, codependency. This pattern is what is expected by the Harley Quinn character. But in this instant, it isn't depicted that way at all. It suggests to us that Harley does not seek the abuse. She wasn't in the relationship with Joker for the thrill of it, but instead, because she actually cared for him. Harley having a healthy relationship with Ivy, one that is based on mutual respect, support, and love, proves to us that Harley might be delusional, but she was never the problem. And it builds to her character. She survived Joker. She isn't just some obsessive, clingy ex-girlfriend who always finds her way back to the Clown Prince. No, she has outgrown him. Harley isn't vengeful, because being vengeful continues the cycle of abuse. The only way out is by moving forward. In a way, Harley Quinn's character arc is a story of resilience, growth, and empowerment. She may have started out as a byproduct of Joker, but she has evolved into a complex and multi-dimensional character who is in control of her own life. And her relationship with Poison Ivy is a powerful symbol of this growth, as it shows that she's capable of a healthy, loving relationship.
Oh my God. Would you look at me, you psycho? It was the greatest Valentine's Day that I have ever had.
Typically, this is not the portrayal of Harley Quinn we get. In most medium, whether it be film adaptations, video games, or in the comics, Harley is in her vengeful state, seeking retribution, which really does limit the direction you can take her character. And I get, from a narrative standpoint, you need to experience the breakup and lash out to get this version of Harley, but I just don't believe it's the only way. We all know the story of why Batman becomes Batman.
I'm Batman.
I don't even need to mention the flashback for you to understand what I am referencing. But at what point can we accept that this is Batman's backstory and move on without the need to showcase it? I commend the 2022 The Batman for not showing us the exact same scene we have already witnessed over a dozen times on television alone before the writers are confident we don't need a refresher. Conversely, Harley Quinn's story does not need to begin with a Joker for us to get to the good bits. We all know the story, and it will hit just as hard without showcasing it. The reason I stopped watching the Harley Quinn animated series is because it adapts the same revenge arc we have gotten so accustomed to seeing. Sure, it had a few different characters, but overall, it begins how most Harley Quinn adaptations do, with the Joker plot. It's no surprise this show didn't take off until we finally got another narrative. If you enjoyed this video on why Harley Quinn is better off without Joker, be sure to let me know in the comments below what version of Harley Quinn you like best. See you next time.
I think these things need to be a certain length.
Oh my God. How do we end this?